So everyone's talking about Google's new AI tool, and for good reason, right? This NotebookLM thing, it's not just another AI trying to write your emails for you. This is different.
Yeah, it really is.
This is about putting your expertise on turbocharge. At least that's what we're hearing.
It's fascinating how it represents kind of a major shift in how we think about AI. We're moving away from that general AI, the kind that tries to know a little bit about everything.
Right.
And into this new era of what they're calling source-grounded AI.
Okay, source-grounded AI. It sounds impressive, I'll give you that, but break it down for me. What does that even mean?
Basically, instead of NotebookLM pulling information from the entire internet, like it's just searching everything out there,
right?
It's trained on your specific sources, like those dense research papers, the meeting notes that just drag on and on for pages.
Ugh, tell me about it.
Even that book you've been meaning to finish but haven't quite had the time for.
Okay, you're speaking my language. I've got piles of those things. But how does it actually help me wrangle all that information? I mean, does it magically summarize things for me?
It does, but it's so much more than just a glorified summarizer.
Okay.
Imagine this. You feed NotebookLM like a 100-page market research report. The kind that would usually take you days to unpack and really get to the bottom of.
Oh, absolutely.
This tool can pull out the key findings, identify emerging trends, and even highlight potential risks and opportunities specific to your business.
Wow.
All based on goals that you set.
That changes everything. Instead of me getting lost in the weeds, it's like having an AI analyst right by my side, zeroing in on what actually matters.
Precisely. And it goes beyond just understanding the information, too.
Really?
NotebookLM can actually help you use that knowledge in a really practical way.
Frick, how?
One of the most groundbreaking features is its ability to help you create a curriculum from something like, say, a meeting transcript.
Wait, seriously, that's mind-blowing. How does that even work?
Okay, let's say you have a transcript from this, multi-hour brainstorming session with your team.
Been there.
And it's full of ideas, potential strategies, you name it. Instead of spending hours and hours trying to organize all those thoughts, you just feed that transcript into NotebookLM. And based on your prompts, it can generate a structured curriculum. It's incredible, complete with modules, key takeaways, even action items, all ready to share with your team or even turn into an online course.
It's like having an instructional designer on call 24/7. This is incredible, but I'm sure it's not all sunshine and roses.
Right.
There have to be some limitations, right? Every superhero has their kryptonites.
You're absolutely right. One of the current limitations is the number of sources you can actually use per notebook.
Okay.
Right now, you're capped at 20.
So if I'm working on this massive project with tons of research, I'm out of luck.
Well, not necessarily. While it's not ideal, you can create multiple notebooks and kind of strategically combine related materials to make the most of that 20 source limit. Plus, they are constantly improving the technology, so it's very possible we'll see that limit increase as NotebookLM evolves.
Fingers crossed. What about other limitations? Does it only work with perfectly formatted text? Because, let's be real, most of my documents are a beautiful mess of notes and highlights.
Yeah, that's actually a common pain point that came up a lot in what you shared with me. It seems like NotebookLM isn't quite ready to handle messy PDFs or highly formatted documents with lots of images and tables. Yeah. It's very much text-focused at this stage.
So it's a bit of a picky eater when it comes to the information it consumes. I guess that makes sense considering it's still in its early stages.
Exactly. But even with those limitations, the potential of this tool is just undeniable.
Yeah.
It's already causing a stir in various fields, and for good reason.
It's like we're getting a glimpse into the future of knowledge work here, but is it accessible to everyone right now?
Well, that's the thing about cutting-edge tech, right?
Yeah.
It usually comes with a few caveats. Currently, NotebookLM is only available in the U.S.
Ah, yes, the classic launch in the U.S. first approach. Hopefully they'll go global soon, because this feels like something that could benefit, well, everyone. But let's talk about what everyone wants to know. The million-dollar question. Can this help me level up my career or maybe even, make me some money?
Now you're tapping into the entrepreneurial spirit this tool seems to ignite. I mean, the sources you shared, they were just brimming with creative ways people are already leveraging NotebookLM for profit.
Oh, really? Like what?
Content creation is a big one. Imagine this. You could generate like a captivating 20-minute podcast episode.
Like this one.
Exactly. Well, Maybe not exactly like this one, but you get the idea.
Huh.
From a dense webinar transcript, for example. Or you could turn a dry research report into a series of engaging social media posts that people actually want to share.
Okay, I'm listening.
NotebookLM can help you do that in a fraction of the time it would normally take.
So instead of being bogged down in the actual writing and editing, I can focus on getting my content out there, building an audience.
Precisely.
That's huge.
It is. And it goes beyond just creating content, too. Some people are offering AI-powered research services where they use NotebookLM to quickly analyze complex information and then deliver those actionable insights to their clients.
Wow.
Others are using it to create personalized educational materials, things like that.
Personalized educational materials. Give me an example, because I'm kind of drawing a blank on that one.
Okay, let's say you're a financial advisor with years of experience helping people navigate the stock market, right?
Yeah.
You could take your knowledge, all that expertise, feed relevant articles and resources into NotebookLM and create a customized investment guide tailored to a specific client's risk tolerance and financial goals.
So it's like taking your expertise and turning it into a scalable product. That's next level stuff.
It is. And as the technology keeps advancing, who knows what other possibilities will emerge. We're really just scratching the surface of what source-grounded AI can do.
Okay, I'm going to put on my skeptic's hat for a second.
Go for it.
All of this sounds incredible, but is this something that the average person should even care about? I mean, if I'm not a researcher or a writer or, an entrepreneur, does this really apply to me?
That's a really good question. And I would argue that, yes, even if you don't fall into those categories, NotebookLM has the potential to be hugely beneficial in your everyday life.
Yeah.
Think about it. We're constantly bombarded with information these days.
Oh, tell me about it.
From news articles and social media to emails and even just conversations with friends.
Right.
Now imagine having a tool that can help you cut through all that noise.
Okay.
Identify the most important information and connect the dots between different sources, all while challenging your own assumptions and biases.
So instead of just passively scrolling and letting all that information just wash over me, I could actually engage with it on a deeper level and really understand what's important.
Exactly. It's about empowering yourself to be a more critical and discerning consumer of information, which is, absolutely crucial in today's world, right? Information overload, constant distractions.
Less overwhelm, more insight. I like the sound of that.
Right.
What's really clicking for me here is how this goes beyond just AI being a replacement for human intelligence.
Right.
We're not talking about robots taking over. This is about a tool that can actually help us unlock our own potential.
That's precisely what makes this new wave of AI tools so exciting. They're not here to replace us.
Right.
They're here to collaborate with us, to amplify our creativity, help us achieve things we maybe didn't even think were possible on our own.
It's like having a superpower for your brain.
I like that.
And that brings us to kind of the big what if.
Okay.
The thing I really want our listeners to ponder after this deep dive.
Yeah.
Most of us think about information as this thing out there in the world. Right.
That we need to find, we need to absorb.
Yeah.
But what if the most valuable information you possess isn't something you read in a book or, even heard on this podcast?
Okay. I'm intrigued. Where are you going with this?
What if the most valuable information you have is your own unique knowledge, your experiences, your insights, the stuff that only you know?
Now that's something to think about.
Imagine taking all of that, your expertise, your unique perspective, and using a tool like NotebookLM to share it with the world. Maybe you finally write that book that's been, brewing inside you.
Yeah.
Create a course to teach others what you've learned, or simply start sharing your insights in a way that really connects with people.
It's powerful stuff. What if this is the key to unlocking your knowledge and making a real impact? That's what I want you to take away from this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, everybody.